Alright, trying to do another one of the Commander of the Day of EDHRec deck building video. Today is another quite hard commander like yesterday's commander. Yesterday's commander was a little too open-ended where they didn't really have a thing that they wanted to do. This one is much more defined what it wants to do, but what it wants to do is something quite hard and difficult to achieve. So whenever Isperia the Inscrutable deals combat damage to a player, name a card. So you have to know what card to name when the card is a card in their hand. So you have to have some way of getting hand information. And then this allows you to search your library for a creature card with flying, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So she basically lets you tutor more flying creatures to win yourself the game with. 5 is a decent cost, commander-wise. It's doable to ramp into that. The problem being that it's heavy on both blue and white mana, which is a problem. But this was yesterday's commander. Let's move on to a new one. How to create a deck. This a prototype, private it for now. Okay. So let's start off by also putting in the land base, which will be so I don't mess up this time because I accidentally put in 43 last time. So let's put in plains. Make that 18 and his lands. And make that 19. Okay. So we go deck building live. So we're definitely gonna need like lots of reveals. So we got telepathy, which is a reveal. I got Glasses of Urza, which also is a reveal. That's a strong synergistic card with this deck, producing flying creatures as well as buffing itself. reductors on flyers are pretty decent. There's another look card. Some protection for flying, which isn't too bad. This is costly, so I'm going to stick this in the maybe. We'll see what the end product is and how many more cards we need to stick in. There's a reveal and flying creature, so that's good. That's pretty good. There's protection for flying, which is pretty nice. More hand reveal. I'm just gonna scroll down to see if we can find some more hand reveal. That might be all. I might have to use Scryfall. Actually, just to take a quick gander to see what they have. So what's the exact text we're looking for? Look at and hands revealed, I think, are the two key terms that we're going to be looking for. And then we're going to be needing it to specify blue-white commander. It's going to be look at and hand, I guess. Maybe I'm gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Look at target player hand. target. Guess I need the proper punctuation. Spy Network could be a pretty good card. That's both a flying creature and has the effects we're looking for. How does the triggers work? Does that work when combat damage to a player? Pretty sure we can use the ninja because you get to assign in sequence which creatures are dealing damage and in what order to your opponent, I believe. Could be wrong about that, but if that's the case, then you just remove this one card, put it somewhere else. Put in something else. But I do like ninjutsu cards. This is not a flyer though. But I do like ninjutsu as a mechanic. Put clairvoyance into okay, that's all that is for that specific wording of the cards. So let's try, what's the other wording? Your opponents play with their hands revealed. Your opponent. Let's try hands revealed. a counter synergy to this? I don't draw cards, right? It's a tutor. Yeah, it's putting it into your hand, it's not drawing it. So this won't hurt you as... It won't hurt you entirely. Is there any other wording on search cards or hand revealing cards? So there's look at hand, which we've already looked at. There's playing with hands reveal, which we've already seen. So I think that's all for the looked at variant cards. Just give me one second. Is acting up, or at least the scroll wheel is. Okay, that seems to be working better. Okay, so how many do we have? So we've got, I'll just open the sideboard for a sec so I can have a look-see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's a little low for guaranteeing that one of those will start in your hand. So we may need some fetch for it. So if the population size is 9, and then we need it by what turn are we going to be casting our commander on? And then the commander attacking. So if we're going to do a rock strategy where we're going to try to ramp into playing our Phoenix, I'm probably going to be doing something similar to the last commander because he was also 5. So we're probably going to play a rock on 3 again. So turn 1 is 1 mana, turn 2 is 2 mana, turn 3 is 3 mana, tap, rock. Next turn, play another land, which brings us to 5 mana, tap, play our commander, and so on turn 5, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, turn 5 should be our first attack. So that will be how many cards in? 12 cards in. Eh, 70% isn't too bad. I think that is doable. We could also buffer and try to find some cards that potentially allow us to see what the opponent's drawing into, because then we would know what's in their hand. So is there... players play with top card field? Is that the right statement? Yeah, that works. This deck you'd want to play with a notepad so you could write down what, keep track of what it is that you're seeing. But I could probably run all three of these because that's super cheap. And this is also a flying creature, so it has semi-synergy with the deck. It is much more costly of the cards, though. A lot harder to get into play, especially early. Might sit this one out. Let's stick this one in the maybe list. The other ones we can get out early and get more information quickly if we can get it on the early turns. So we'll stick that in the maybe because it's kind of out of the cost range of the deck. Okay, that at least brings it up 2 more, which hypothetically brings to... You would need to get them on earlier turns, but brings the success rate up to 11. Which is at 77%. Which I think is kind of in the more reasonable category for consistency on getting what we need to make the strategy start working. So we're going to want to put in a bunch of the rocks like we did last time. Except now we have access to some of them. I think there's 2 white-blue rocks. So, magic, mana, rocks. So I want to get back to the 2 category. We're gonna refresh this so it looks nice and clean. Do just a quick little save. Start re-editing. Okay. So for mana rocks. We've got, where is it? Blue, white. Oops. Oh, that isn't right. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Mana rocks. Oh, it isn't like that one website where it automatically saves it. That was the problem. Okay, 1 mana rock. Do we have another blue? Yeah, we got the clue stones. Do the 13 again like we did last time, because we're wanting to do it on turn 10 like last time. Brings up to the 77% that I like. Yep. So we got 2 mana rocks here. Do we have key runes as well? And this one even has flying on it, which can have some synergies with the deck. If we have lots of flying buffing things, we can turn that into a flying creature at some point. Those are tri-colored. I could put in the border posts. Here's another good one. Make sure that this isn't like super out of budget. Oh, it's 20 cents, yeah. No big deal. Now we can grab the blue and the white one. rocks are going to be a lot more valuable in the deck because we need to be a little bit more consistent on colored mana because of how solid the manaless symbols are on the commander. One sec, my mouse is still fucking up. Okay. It's looking a bit better mouse-wise. Okay, we can put in any color mana ones. So Coalition Relic's good. Lantern. Because of how this commander is, I think that the land base is going to be pretty expensive for this deck. Because we're going to want more multicolored land, white-blue or as many white-blue lands as we can stick in the deck. So we can't rely on basics as much. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 so far. I put Chromantic in already, right? Yeah, just has a different picture. I can put Command Sphere in. It's always a good one. I think you might be able to trigger this constantly with the commander because it's targeting an opponent, and I think isn't the commander's ability targeting an opponent? No, it's not. No, you're not targeting an opponent with the trigger. put in both of the bobbleheads to kind of like somewhat synergize off of that ability. Oh, there's more than one bobblehead. This card might actually be pretty good in the deck. So if I recall, the other side allows you to cast cards of the type for free when it flips over. Start your engines could be decent in this deck because we're planning on attacking every turn, so it will be getting to max speed at a decent pace. And just turning the your rocks into something else later is pretty good. When you don't need all the excess mana from them. So what are we up to rock-wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could dump the 1 producers because we're going to want more consistent mana regardless. Because we don't want to not hit our but these are also pretty good, the fact that they sack themselves to give you more mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I need 1 more rock. Bounty board's just generally decent because you can use it to encourage some other player to deal with problems. Okay, I think that's what we got for rocks. Brings us up to 65 cards, so we need what, 35 more? So we're gonna need to put in a flying base. of powerful flyers was what we're going to need to be looking for. So what do we got for flyers that we want to tutor? One sec, my mouse is bugging out again. Okay. This is just generally decent in the neck. Lets you reach a bit. Pretty much have an extra card in your hand. Potentially more than one if you're able to cast stuff off the top. This could be good. It's a bit of mana cheat, which is nice. Though I think a majority of the strong flyers are going to be white. This could just be generally good in the deck. It's cheap. Gets bigger with every flyer you have on board. Generally nice. That's good for getting things back. After a board wipe. Or a targeted removal. This is just strong, controlling card that can really screw with people, and it's nice because it's a flyer, so you can tutor it out with your commander. Could run that for Graveyard Hate. could be good, just to help keep you alive. This makes your sky attack stronger, so I don't mind this, especially if we're going for like a wider board. When enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instants or sorcery spells during that player's next turn. And it's got a decent effect on it. And it's got decent stats for a flyer. And it's fairly reasonable cost. Like the cost of a dragon. This could be good in the deck as a way to slow down your opponent. I'll stick this in the maybe. Definitely doesn't hurt you and ends up hurting everyone else. I feel like a lot of my cards are going to be Sphinxes, so that could be useful. That could be good. Stick this in the maybe. This does create a kill opportunity on an opponent when attacking. This gives artificial protection. Buffing any of my creatures with targeted spells, so I don't think that counters my stuff. Is it just opponents? No, it's whenever a creature becomes targeted. That's good. Could be good. he's not a flyer. Which makes him a little less tempting. Did I put this card in already? This is another look at player's hand card. It's weird that it didn't show up. I guess it's because I didn't know the exact wording on it. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have him. Oh, it's because he's high cost. I put him over here, didn't I? No. Pretty good because it does what we want. It's a flyer, it's big, costs a lot of mana, but that's okay because it has a lot of what we want on it. Flying, decent stats. Enters battlefield, reveals an opponent's hand so I can get the correct triggers. I also get a Pithing Needle effect on top of it, which is all pretty nice. I'll put in a package. I remember very early on in Commander, my friend had a commander with a really obnoxious ability on it that no matter how many times you removed his commander, it would always come back for the same cost. And the only way we could get around that was by playing Pithing Needle. So we ended up playing a lot of Pithing Needle effects to try to stop his commander from doing his commander shenanigans. So Pithing Needle is always has to be a card that you revealed though, but it's at least it gives hand knowledge. Also, you can Pithing something in their hand and it makes it so they can't cast it. I think I'm going to be running a lot of legendaries from the looks of it. That's a legendary, 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 legendary. And this helps protect the commander, and it's also a flyer. Feels like a good semi-protection spell. And it's just a low-cost creature. Easy to get out on the battlefield. We already have that card in the deck. This is just a lot of life gain in this deck. This could really be useful at keeping yourself out of range of beatdown decks. This is really strong, even though we don't have a whole lot of things. We do have a hand, you know, one or two things that don't have flying. But the main benefit of this is that your opponents lose flying and can't gain flying, which makes it so it's a lot harder for them to block. When Sphinx Ambassador deals combat damage to a player, search that player's library for a card. Then that player names a card. If you searched for a creature card that isn't the named card, I think that's rather good. Because in Commander, that's incredibly hard to predict what it is that they search for, because you're not playing 4-ofs. That could be good for some consistent card draw. Whenever my music ran out, time to recycle it. Whenever a player attacks you, if that player has another opponent who isn't being attacked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this combat. Well, that's pretty strong in Commander. Especially with people playing monolith strategies where they're not having a lot of board and they're just kind of winning with Voltron styled commanders or just one big smackers. This is just another look at hands card. It's a shame it wasn't popping up in my search. This is good though. We want as many look at hand cards as we can. This is just a very strong creature strapped on counterspell. It's also a flyer, which makes it work really well in the deck. I'm surprised. It used to be a lot more expensive. Something must have pushed the price of it out. It must have got banned in one of the older formats. I don't know how many ETBs we have, but I think a lot of our effects are auras or on attacks. That's an ETB. That's an ETB. I got a decent amount of ETBs. Yeah. I could run that, you just would have to be really careful of only using it to counteract something your opponent did and then try to get it off the battlefield for your own effects. I would put Teferi's in, but it's so expensive. I do have a copy of Teferi's, but I like making semi-budget decks. Farewell's always a strong card to put in the deck to deal with some problem on the board. Do that for basic land cycling. Creating a bunch of bird tokens wouldn't be too bad. Could put a Binding of Thassa in the deck, because it's going to be attacking a lot. Allows for a decent amount of card draw. The only big thing is I don't know if it'll be what I would be wanting to do with the mana anyways. Double triggers off of the commander with double strike? Why do I see so many double strike cards? I guess so. This is whenever deals combat damage, you would be dealing combat damage twice. I just don't know if double strike's calculated that way when you deal damage to the face. But that's worthwhile to consider. Because then I could go True Conviction. So it is a very strong card, especially if we're doing wide creature state boards. This saga also gives hand knowledge. Pretty decent. Did I put in Sorcerer's Spyglass? That's another hand knowledge. Does look like it. When Invasion of Gabahan enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. Interesting. This is another hand info card. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. This kind of just does everything in a nice neat little package and has a strong you can't kill me as long as I have creatures effect. Means I could also put the artifact angels in this deck. I think this Fairy Mastermind's a very strong card, especially if you partner it with the ability to have any of the enchantments that I have in the deck that can see top of deck. And plus, this deck could get really countered if you don't, if your opponents like play out their entire hand, then you don't get any hand knowledge. This at least forces a card in their hand if you want to by paying mana. Karmic Guide's strong. I'll throw that one in. Don't think I ended up putting it in. Allows you to refill the board with strong stuff. I don't mind this, just strong anti-board weight synergy on a very cheap creature. I think we can grab this because it also is cheap. A lot of the other flying lords, in quote, because I just associate, most people in Magic just associate lords with people who buff a card type. But 3 cost for +1 to everything's pretty strong. So what do we got for maybes? I think I like this as a freeze effect, so we can throw that in. We can put this in as a alternate way of destroying the opponent. Still not sure on this card because of its cost. This one's still pretty hefty just for card draw effects. Because we could just put Thassa's Spear in and it essentially does kind of the same thing. Not another thing that you can tutor, but this thing just costs so much. Thinking about this thing because the extra churn on it's pretty nice. I don't think I ended up, I think I overlooked it. pretty much close out a game. A pretty split mana cost. It's kind of all over the place. Which is not bad. Nice to have a variety of different costs in something like this. I think it might be worth running some more board protection. It's like we can run some of the less effective ones. This one's cheap and gives indestructible. Put the other one in that does this, right? I don't think I put this one in. This one's pretty good, and it's cheap. Crypt Command could be alright in this deck because it's a counter spell, but it costs a little bit more, as well as a way to tap out creatures if you need a way around blockers. Could do this because we kind of want good creature protection. Left 5 more cards. Now let's stick Thassa's in. There's another card like Thassa's, right? I'm wondering for the giggles, I could stick in I spelled that wrong. I think it, sorry, not angle. Angel, that's right. Angel. Throw in a platinum angel. stops combo players from comboing off and winning games sometimes. I think this could be a decent card in the deck. Pretty much just using it for land cycle, but you can use it to make a bunch of flyers that can somewhat synergize with some of the cards if need be. I also don't mind putting Lightning Greaves in, just on the off chance that you draw it. You can have your commander attack the turn it comes out, and it doesn't mess up the curve at all because you can cast it on 2. Okay, now to just stick in all of the land base. We got like 10 2s, a lot of 3s, but 13 of that is the rocks. There's about 12 3s, so I think the curve's pretty good. Heavy on 6s, but we definitely want some power. But we got a nice little curve going on besides this, but that's where we're going to be sticking in the rocks to get this out early. So now we're going to go back in, and we're going to get all of the strong lands multicolored. So we're gonna have to go with some slightly more expensive cards. So we're going to want cards that basically, we don't want too many that come in tapped. Because we want the ability to curve out perfect. Normally I don't put these lands in because sometimes I play 1v1 commander, but this is more of a casual deck anyways. I do like this card even though it comes in tapped, just because you can search it out because it's both a plains and an island. So you can search it out with flooded strands. And there's a couple triggers that says if you control an island or a plains, which triggers off of that. So if you play that on turn 1, it's not a big deal. If you draw into it later, you can always just use it cycling. It's funny that it's not showing the... must be up here. This is pretty good for refetching out, since we have our commander's ability to fetch stuff out of the deck. So if you got a flyer in the graveyard that you want back, we can use that to get it back. This one comes in tapped, but it can be converted late game into a formidable flying creature, so I don't mind that. Same with this one, and has an additional effect. Yeah, it's weird that it doesn't have the City of Brass. Which I put in almost every multicolored deck. And, is it Mana Confluence? So let's just stick these all in the sideboard for now. See what we got. $17 cards. I want one more just so that it's even. Is there a strong card up here that I'd be interested in getting? Rogue's Passage. It's always good in a pinch. Okay, so 18 divided by 2 is 9. Wouldn't mind getting the plains and islands down a little bit more. But it should be good enough. Because then I can always throw in another, we still have a high amount of basics in the deck. I can still throw in so this one I think works because if I play it early it'll be tapped, but if I play it on turn 3, it's fine, because it's untapped, which is the turn that I need it for playing the... one of the artifacts to ramp into the commander. And then we can get the other one that says something about bases. I won't have 2 basics in play. That one's a little more sketchy. But this one says this land enters tapped unless you control what planes are in islands. I think I can get away with playing that one. I could probably end up playing more of the tapped ones because I can just get away with playing them on the earlier turns. I just have to be careful about how many you put in. Maybe I need to put in more. Is it that I have more solid blue and that's what it's wanting? Let's change the... Oops, let's go back to editing this. See if I can fix the little pie chart there. If I bring this down to 7, and then this up to 10, what does that look like? Yeah. We want more islands than we want plains from the looks of it. draw this in the main hand, it can be good. Well, later on in the game it gets a little worse, but we're just wanting to scoot out and grab that. I don't really particularly think it hurts the deck to get this in the opening hand. It's not going to slow the main strategy down. I think that's consistent enough. Obviously, I would need to play to test the deck a bit to see if it's missing anything, but since the idea is just to do a quick deck building exercise using the commander of the day, I think this is looking all right. Plan is to curve out perfectly with the mana, playing a 3-drop stone to get into your commander on turn 4 instead of on turn 5, and then attacking with it on turn 5. Most people will have the odd supporting card out on the field, maybe a small creature. They'll start getting pieces of their engine in play, but this will allow you to start hitting someone who's open. Not guaranteed that somebody won't have an answer for your commander the turn you play it. Of course, they might be scared of the fact that you have it out a turn earlier, but it's not an immediately threatening commander because there's a lot of text on it, and people read it and they're like, oh, it's player hate towards one player. He has to know how to call a card properly. It might not even trigger, but then your deck's set up to cause it to trigger with all of these hand reveal effects. You just make sure you play it out before you cast, or you attack and then use one of the instant spells to surprise your opponent. And then you just fetch out some flyers that you're gonna either work in with the mana cost of whatever hand reveal card that you have, or you can fetch something strong that you want to play on a following turn. I don't know how powerful this deck would be. Looks like it's a nice little beatdown deck. You're going to be dealing... it's not going to be an easy commander win, but you can stack up a lot of commander damage over the course of a handful of turns. Maybe this deck could use a little bit more of the white +1/+1 counter cards in it to help support the board a bit more. I didn't see it on the list, but I remember there was like an angel enchantment that could work fairly well in this deck. I forget how the trigger works on it, but I remember it creates 4/4 angel tokens. That could definitely be a decent fit depending on what the trigger was. I can't remember what it was on the top of my head. But anyways, I'll be throwing the deck link up in the comment video after I've ended the stream, if anyone wants to check it out. If you make it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Have a great night.